Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Alaya channel. And today we'll be making a pair of pants, palazzo pants. And first things first, this is going to serve as our waistline. The thing we need to do is mark our crotch depth. Okay, to determine what your crotch depth is, you can sit on a chair and measure from your middle waist, the middle of your waist, especially when you're wearing a pant, and you measure from the desired parts that the pant is resting. Okay, so from the middle waist at the back, the measure is straight to the seat, the chair that you're sitting on, and that will be your crotch depth. For me, it's about 11.5. Let's say 11. So we'll just add allowance to it because this is it's not a fitted pant. You don't want it to be too closely fitted. So we can add, say, half an inch to that, or 1 inch. That will give you 12.5. So I'm going to do 12.5. Okay, which will bring us here. 12.5. Okay, then we mark that across. Once we mark, so the next thing we're going to do is mark our crotch extension. To get your crotch extension, you do the hip again. For me, it's 41. You divide by 4. That gives you about 10.5 almost, and then divide by 4 again. That gives you about 2.5, we'll say around that. So we can extend that. We can just round it off and make it into 3 inches. Okay, that should be fine. So we come over to this end, to this other side, and we mark our 3 inches as our crotch extension. Okay, I hope you can see that clearly. So we are going to draw a line from this to go all the way up. And now that we've marked that, I think that's not quite straight. Now that we've marked that, the next thing to do is to do our hip curve. I meant to say our curve. Okay, so you curve it out here. You can use your curve, or you can just go by hand. Okay, you can go by hand, and there you have it. Okay, the next thing we want to do is to shape this side just a little bit, and so you can come in here by half of an inch or 1 inch. Okay, and you just draw that line straight down here. You can do it by hand, or you can also use your ruler. Alright, just to give it some form of shape. We do that, and then we have that. You come to this end, you want to measure in your thighs, depending on how big you want the pants to be. If you don't want it to be too baggy, you can reduce it, say, by 1 inch all the way down. But for me, I'm just going to take off about 1 inch in here, and then we cut it out. Okay? So now we have placed our front fabric on the folded fabric that we're going to cut the back out of. As you can see here, you see that the fabric is folded in 2. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do our crotch extension on the back. But before we do that, we need the front parts of the pants to be lower. It will be cut lower than the back. Okay, and you remember that this line is our waistline. This is our assumed waistline, and this part is still going to come off. Okay, this is where our band is going to be. Okay, but on the back we're not going to cut that out because we need the back to be longer than the front. All right, having said that, on the same line that we've cut out on the same line that we marked our crotch depth and we did our crotch extension, we're going to measure that same 3 inches out. Okay, hope you can see that. We measure the same 3 inches out and mark it. We must ensure that we're marking our 3 inches on the same exact line where we did the one for the front. Okay, now the next thing we do is on this waistline, we come here and you check out. Okay, you do from the top line, I mean, you mark out your waist original crotch depth. Okay, you remember that our crotch depth was 11. Okay, and you extend that by 2 inches. Okay, just follow as we go. Now we're going to connect this point to this point and join it to this toe. Okay, so this is right now that we've done that, we're going to measure 2 inches because the back needs to be bigger than the front. We'll mark 2 inches down the leg. Okay, mark it all the way down and cut it out. The next thing we're going to do is mark out our pockets, because pocket is life. We can't have pants without pockets. So on this top part, we're going to measure 3 or 4 inches. I'm going to do 3.5. I'll do 3.5 inches. If you want to do 4, that should be fine as well. Okay, and then we're going to come down by 7 inches from this waist point. So 7 inches right there. Okay, then we connect. You can connect by hand, or you can use your ruler. Okay, so we're going to cut this out, and then we're going to cut out our pockets too. Okay, so we've cut out our fabric for our pockets. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we'll get the back, the front pants, which is where we have our pockets, right? And we pick 2. We have 4 squares for our pockets. Okay, 4 squares of roughly 11 inches by 11 inches. I'll give you a look at that. So that's 11.5 here by 11. Okay, and so we're going to take 2 of it, which will be the ones that will be joined to the front part of the pants, and we're going to put it right under, whichever way works for you. The idea is that we're going to place it on top of the pants and then cut out this part before we join. So we've cut out our pockets. Okay, here's our pockets, and this is our pants. We have it right side facing up, and then we turn this one right side facing the fabric. Okay, then you pin it together. I'm using just one of the front pieces just as an illustration. So you pin this together and you go and join it by a 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay, after that is done, we're going to join the front crotch to the front crotch, the back crotch to the back crotch, and we'll be right back. So we have joined our crotch. This is the front, and we have ironed it. As you can see, we've joined the pockets. Okay, so now we're going to join the cover to the pockets. So you can see the fabric that we cut out, our square for the pockets. You're going to make the right side facing the inside of the pocket, right? Meaning that on the front side of the fabric and the front side of the pocket will be flush. It will look exactly the same. Okay, so on the inside now, I hope you can see. Let me just arrange, take a second to arrange this better. Alright, that's our pocket right there. So we'll pick up our cover pocket, so our pocket cover, whichever way, and then you place it on top of this one and pin it round, pin it all around. Okay, and then we're going to join it. So we've joined our pockets. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is start joining the front of the pants to the back of the pants. Alright, but before we do that, we want to try and restore our pockets to how it was before we joined it. Okay, you remember that when we were cutting out, we took 3.5 inches. We're going to measure that, cut it out. This is what it looks like right now. Okay, so we're going to fold it back so you can see what it looks like, and then reshape it. Okay, we just measure what we cut from this side to get the pockets, and that was 3.5. If your own was 4, whatever it was, you shake it out and cut it. Okay, so you're just going to connect this to the edge of the pocket. Easy peasy. So we cut that out, and then we start to join the back, or the front and back pieces together. So people, what we're doing next is joining our front panels to our back panels. We'll be doing that front sides facing each other. Front sides facing each other. The only thing is that we will be starting with the crotch. We'll start with the crotch, okay? You get the middle of your front crotch, join that to the middle of your back crotch, like that. So you start from the middle, you go down one side, you go down the other side, okay? Now we've joined the crotch, we've joined the inside, the inseam, okay, all the way down, as you can see. We've joined that. So now we're going to the sides. I've pinned one side down with pins. Can you see that? Okay, I've pinned it all the way down. All right, so we're going to pin the other side. Now, while you're pinning the other side, you may notice that the front looks smaller than the back. Okay, but that's okay, it's normal. All right, so you bring it and to the side, you pin it, and then you sew it all the way down. Once that is done, we're going to cut out the band for our pants. All right, so we'll be right back. So we've joined the sides, and now what we're going to do is measure around our waist so that we can cut out our band and join it. Okay, so we start from the front. Start from one side on the front to figure out our waist measurements. Okay, and we have here 49 inches right there. 49 inches. So we're going to cut out our band now. Welcome back, people. So what we have here is the band. I've cut it out, ironed it. I've also put the fusible interfacing all the way through, or the airstay. I've also done the lace, the rope for the pants, and additionally we have the elastic band for the waist. The waist for the pants is 32, but I cut this in so I've put the band on it. You can see here that we have the opening to insert our elastic and our lace. So I'm going to get that fixed in now, and we'll be right back. And with that, we've come to the end of the video. We have attached the band, inserted our elastic. You see our elastic that is, and we have our lace here. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, thank you for coming, thank you for watching. Could you kindly like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we put more videos. For all of our returning subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. We love you, and we'll see you in the next video.